Well, Katy Perry and a bunch of other chicks have come down after being in space for 11 minutes. Apparently, it didn't break orbit, so it doesn't technically classify as being in space. Um, these people are ridiculous. These are the same leftists who complain about climate change, um, you know, how the world is burning, and they're going to tell you how to live. They're going to tell you what you should be doing and what government should be doing. Katy Perry is an insufferable. I'm going to focus on Katy Perry here and Gayle King for a little bit. Katy Perry is the epitome of your insufferable elitist, um, who is has no self awareness, who doesn't know what's going on around her. Right? Look at this picture here of her holding a fucking daisy in space. Like this is somehow supposed to be so momentous and so deep with, so philosophical. I cannot stand these people, right? She's holding a daisy, and then she holds up this blue butterfly and lets it, looking directly at the camera, lets it float away. Like we're all supposed to sit here down on earth as plebs and be like, oh my God, Katie, how did you achieve such enlightenment? How do I become like you? How do I become closer to you, Katie? I fucking, I have a deep hatred for these people. I really do. This is what Ricky Gervais, man, 2020, the Golden Globes. Come up here, accept your award, thank you fucking God, and get the fuck out. Right? These people think they're so much better, so much more enlightened, so much more intelligent than the rest of us. And we're all supposed to sit here like a bunch of seals going, well done, Katie, you're so brave, stunning and brave. Get wrecked. Here's a prime example of what I'm talking about. Here she is here, about to exiting the capsule. They were there for 11 minutes, and and these people talking about how great this is for inspiring women. I'm like, motherfucker, hold on a second. Hold on a second. I got a fucking first woman in space. Okay, it was a Russian, 1963. Okay, Katy Perry, you didn't do shit. Gayle King, you didn't do shit. Okay, um, in space mission. Let's put space mission. See what we get. Okay, again, Valentina, the first U.S. woman. So 1983, Sally Ride. Okay, so what? That's 93, 2000. So over 30 years ago, right? Sally Ride inspired girls and women. Not you, Katie. You kissed a girl and you liked it. Well, so does every other fucking chick out there. Okay? So don't come to me with this whole bullshit. Oh, it's so inspiring. CBC's Jeff's Blue Origin launches his fiancee, Lauren Sanchez. Don't know who that is. Don't care. Gayle King. Um, and, it's space tourism. That's all it is. So you're rich. Now, they probably didn't have to pay for this. I don't know for certain, but they probably didn't have to pay for this. But at the end of the day, you've got the influence, you've got the fame and whatnot that you can go do this, while the rest of us can't do that. Like this is what builds resentment, and these fucking let them eat cake motherfuckers don't understand that, right? This is why if Katy Perry were to get hit by a fucking truck tomorrow, many of us would be like, whatever, don't care, because of this kind of attitude. Is it right? I don't know, but at the end of the day, that's it right there. Okay. Um, yeah, so Blue Origin decided to decline to say how much the flight cost or who paid what. No shit. No shit. Because Jeff Bezos knows. He knows that if he goes, well, this cost $500 million for a bunch of well, I wouldn't even call most of these chicks celebrity. Maybe Katie is, but he doesn't want to say how much it cost. What's the carbon emissions like for this flight there, Jeff? Right? All you, like Katy Perry with her fucking daisy. Oh, how much carbon did you just emit? You tree hugging, eco fascist, left wing authoritarian fucks. Um, anyways, so here's Katie coming out of the capsule.
Okay.
Stunning and brave. Holding a daisy. Like,
Katy!
bitch is kissing the ground like she just spent a year in space. You spent 11 minutes up there. Relax, okay? Relax. Okay. Now this is the best. This is why I hate this woman now. I was pretty indifferent to Katy in the past. I was not a fan of her music or just that kind of music in general, though, really. But this is what makes me.
Right now, you are officially an astronaut.
Thank you so much.
How do you feel?
Thank you so much. No, bitch, you're not an astronaut. You didn't go. Imagine being an astronaut, having to go through the rigorous training. Back in the day, test pilots were astronauts. People going through the intense training, right? Having background in science, right? Having degrees, having education. But Katy Perry sang some fucking pop songs, and all of a sudden she's an astronaut? No. She had a ride, which Gayle King does not appreciate. People saying that. She got into an Uber. That's her thing. Well, good for you. You are not an astronaut. You did not do science experiments up there. You did not go through the training. You did not even go past orbit. Okay, so settle down with that shit.
I feel super connected to love.
What the fuck does that even mean? I feel super connected to love. Ugh. You know, like, did you take some ayahuasca while you're up there? Some weed, some shrooms, some fucking LSD? I mean, she must have. She must have dropped some acid while up there. Like, what does that mean, super connected to love? This is the pretentiousness that people can't stand. This is why Ricky Gervais, in 2020, got up in the podium and roasted all those celebrities because of this. Because of this absolute... Something happens when you get famous. Your brain turns to mush, right? You lose all common sense. There's a few people out there that didn't. But these hippy-dippy people, like, super connected to love?
So connected to love. I think this experience has shown me you never know how much love is inside of you, like how much love you have to give, and how loved you are until the day you launch.
What does that even mean? That's just nothing but a word salad. So she can go in her own mind, and her lemming-like followers can be like, oh my God, it's so philosophical. You're right up there with Aristotle and Plato, you know, the great minds, the great Greek philosophers, right? Wow, let's just put Katy Perry up there, you know. Aristotle who? Socrates? Never heard of him, but Katy Perry? Oh, she's got the goods. Yeah, this is not Stunning and Brave, folks. This is not anything special. This is space tourism that none of you will be able to afford. While you struggle to pay your mortgage, pay your bills, Jeff Bezos is flying out a bunch of entitled broads. Right? Katy Perry's Closer to Love. Shut up. Okay, so Gayle King is upset. People are making fun of her. People are making fun of the whole idea. Another rich elitist who thinks her shit doesn't stink. She knows better than you.
Have you been? Have you been?
No, Gayle, because I don't have the money nor the connections you do. I am but a mere pleb here in Ontario, Canada, who will never go into orbit. You know what, Gayle? I'll tell you what. Why don't you talk to your buddy Jeff? Say, hey, get this fat cunt out of Ontario into a capsule up in space. I'll gladly do it. 100%. I'll go tomorrow. And then we can have the conversation as she puts it. Again, you're out of touch, Gayle. You're out of touch. Have you been? No. No one else is going to get to go.
If you've been and you still feel that way after you come back, please let's have a conversation. No.
So I love it. Let's have a conversation after you've done it. Oh, so we can't talk about it unless we've actually done it, but we can't do it because we don't know the right people. We don't have enough money. So therefore we should just sit down and shut up, pleb. Right? Know your role. Lesser Bean. I am Gayle King, friend of Oprah. God Empress Oprah. Get fucked.
Number 3, please don't call it a ride.
That's exactly what it is. You didn't train for it. You didn't do anything up there but float around a little bit and go, oh my God, and watch Katy Perry show a fucking flower to a camera while she, wax poetics about how deeply philosophical and enlightened she is. Buddha himself doesn't have anything on Katy Perry, right? Buddha goes to Katy Perry for insight.
That is not a friggin' ride. Whenever a man goes up, you have never said to an astronaut, boy, what a ride. We duplicated the same trajectory that Alan Shepard did back in the day. Pretty much.
Pretty much.
No one-
Sorry for hitting the fucking space bar, pausing it so much. Yeah, so they duplicated the flight path of Alan Shepard pretty much. So they really didn't. Well, that was in the 60s, Gayle. Okay? So what you did now is not stunning and brave. It's fucking, actually, it's not noteworthy. No one, it's like, who cares? I mean, people, these ladies, and other feminists want to act like this is so fantastic for women everywhere. It's chicken shit. Nobody cares. But we're supposed to all say, oh my God, you go girl, slay queen. I don't think so. Okay? It was a ride. Okay? Back in the 60s, that was some shit. 2025, when we're talking about going to Mars, no one gives a fuck.
No one called that a ride. It was called a flight. It was called a journey, because a ride implies that it's something frivolous. Or
This was frivolous. That's the point. See, she doesn't get it. What did you do in space? Or not even in space, up in the big fucking sky, Gayle? What did you do? What did you do? Nothing. You stared out the window and you said, ooh, ah, and then you came back down. You didn't do anything. That's all it was a ride, and it was completely frivolous. This is why we hate people like you, Gayle. You're out of touch.
this, what it's doing to inspire other women and young girls, please don't ignore that.
You are not inspiring anybody. The ego, the hubris of these people. Oh, we're inspiring. No, you're not. You know who did? This lady right here. Okay? Sally Ride. She inspired women and young girls. You didn't do shit, Gayle. God, that pisses me off. That fucking just fills me with rage. We inspiring young girls. You flying up high in the sky close to the orbit is nothing new. We all grew up. I'm 47 years old. We all grew up knowing that there were astronauts, people that had been to space, people that had been to the moon. Okay? Nobody cares that you took a ride, Gayle, because that's exactly what that shit was. A ride. All right, folks. This has gone on long enough. I could go on for hours with this nonsense, but that's all I got. My blood pressure's already skyrocketing listening to these fucking idiots. Okay, well, it's Friday, April the 18th. Good Friday. Gonna go have some breakfast. That's it, muchachos. I'm out.